Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Play with 401 Games. Today I'm joined by the awesome Chris. How about you introduce yourself?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris. I'm the designer of Lanterns to Harvest Festival, the game that you see right here. And anything else about me? I'm a graduate from Ryerson University in Toronto, and happy to be here.
Oh, awesome. Happy to have you. So let's talk about the two-player version of Lanterns.
Sure. So Lanterns plays 2 to 4 players, but in the 2-player version, what we've done is we've limited the number of lantern cards, we've limited the number of dedication tiles, and number of tiles you see in the game. And that's pretty much it. You just adjust the number of players and then adjust the number of components for each player count.
All right, so let's get started. Why don't you briefly explain how to play?
Sure. So Lanterns is a very simple tile placement game. In the game, what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect lantern cards in order to trade them in for points. And how you do that, you can do in 3 simple steps. So the first step, and what I like to teach about the game, is I can teach it backwards and players will still know how to play it. So the last action you do on your turn, which is the first action what I'll explain, is you play a tile. Tiles do not have to match, but if you do match, there's a bonus in order to do so. So let's take a look at both scenarios. So by matching the red to red, as I see here, tiles must be placed either adjacent to each other. You would get a color of your lantern that you match, as well as the color that faces you. So I'm gonna get 1 red card for the lantern that matches, and another red card because that tile that I just placed, the red is facing myself. Now going clockwise, so Victoria would get the color that's facing her, she's gonna get 1 black card.
Oh, because that one's black there, okay?
Yeah, that's correct. All right, and that's the last action you're gonna do. The second action you do is you can trade these lantern cards in for points. The 3 combinations you see in the game, there are 4 of a kind of 1 color. There's 3 different pairs and they must be distinct pairs. And there's semi-unique. And what you would do is you trade in a set of these cards for the top scoring track. So let's say I had these 4 red cards on my turn. Before I play a tile, I would trade all of these in and score the top token. Now notice that the score has gone down for the next player, and so going on, it's harder to score more points for what you trade in. All right, and the first thing you do, and the last thing I'll explain, is trading in these favor tokens. So by collecting favor tokens, and an example would be by matching a platform tile to or against another tile, you would gain 1 favor token. And favor tokens can be traded in 2 at a time, and with the lantern card that you don't really need at that turn for a lantern card that you do actually need. So you would trade in dedication tokens, you would trade in your lantern cards for points, and finally you place a tile. And that's the whole game.
So how do we decide who goes first?
Sure, so I've nominated yourself, but since red is a lucky color in China, we'll start with you.
Me, awesome.
Yes. All right, and so both players will start off with the color that faces them.
Okay.
All right, and you also get 2 of these fancy reference cards just in case you get lost in the game.
With this one here, so.
Okay. So now you get 1 orange,
1 orange,
2 orange.
2 orange total, yep.
And I'm gonna get an orange for that.
And I get a favor token.
That is correct. Okay. So let's do this. Now you also need to draw up a tile.
Right.
I'm going to, before I play my tile, I'm going to trade in 2 purples, 2 blacks, and 2 oranges for the top 9. And that's 3 pairs, and they must be distinct pairs. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to do this, because reds are back in favor again.
Red is it.
I'm going to get 3 reds.
Wow.
So 2 for matching and 1 for direction. And Victoria's going to get a black.
That comboing.
I know. It's like I played this before.
It's good. Oh, gee. It's like you made this game.
Right. There you go.
I'm going to combo as well.
Okay.
And play orange and blue. So I get 1 blue and 2 orange. That's correct? Okay.
You got it. And I'm going to get 1 green for that. Okay. So let's see. Now there is a soft limit of 12 lantern cards in your supply. Should
yeah.
you end your turn with more than 12, you must discard. So it's always beneficial for you to trade in whenever possible.
That stops you from hoarding it.
That's correct. We had to have some rule of that kind.
Of course.
All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm going to get 2 oranges. Oh no!
Oh.
I should have calculated that. So, in an instance where I was supposed to get 2 oranges, I actually got 1 orange. But that's okay, I will live with the consequences.
You get a favor.
I do get a favor, correct.
Wait,
And
what do I do with favor again?
favorites,
Wait.
okay. Favorite tokens are the first action. So you trade in a lantern card you don't really need for a lantern card you do need.
Okay.
So just as a tip, you're sitting on 6 colors. If you want to get that red, you can trade in.
That is a good tip. Got 1,
Just
2,
give me a
3,
little
4,
bit of
5,
strategy.
6. Yeah, that is worth 10, so I totally will trade in the... Oh wait, what am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're
I'm missing
missing
red.
Yeah, correct. And there's 1 red there.
Can I get a... Maybe I can get a red on my own.
Okay.
Totes. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
So I get a green
Yep.
and the red
Correct.
and a favor
You
token.
got it.
Do we have a limit to how many favor tokens we can have?
Nope, you can have as many as you want. And they actually, it's a good point that they are the first tiebreaker when you're dealing with ties. And the second tiebreaker would be the amount of lantern cards you're left over with.
I guess I'm hoarding my favor tokens.
I am going to trade in the 4 of a kind red for 7 points. And now it drops down to 6 points. So there you are. Okay, and I like the house rule as well, that the boat actually denotes the starting player in this game. You can actually travel to the last tile being played, so it's very good to track where a tile has been played. So I'm going to do this, I think. I'm gonna do this, match dragon to dragon. So I'm gonna get 1 red and 1 green, the last green.
Oh, okay.
I'm also gonna get 2 favorite tokens, 1 for matching with and 1 for matching against. Okay. All yours.
All right, so I'm gonna trade in 1 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at my rainbow there.
Yes, exactly.
All right, and I'm gonna get this 10-point card.
It's always a very satisfying moment when someone cashes in that very first 10 points of the game.
Totally.
All right, go ahead.
And I'm gonna play this here.
Nice.
So I get 3 blues total, right? No.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
correct. Okay, purple cards. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do this. Oops, give you my hand. I'm gonna do this. So, 1 purple, 1 green, and 1 blue. You're gonna get.
I don't get a green.
You don't get a green. Correct. Let's get 1 favorite. See where the limitations are
Yeah.
for a 2-player. I like the 2-player mainly because you're definitely focused on 1 player and trying to not to necessarily annoy them, but block them out what they're getting. So it's very more strategic that way.
Oh, for sure. And you always serve yourself first.
That's
and then
correct.
everyone else goes.
You got it.
I like that. I like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You stopped me from getting. But that's okay. I will match this here.
Nice.
So I will get 2 whites and a favor token.
That's correct. And I will also get a white, and that helps me because I will do that. I will trade in, but first I will have to exchange. So I'm gonna take 1 of my green. I'm also gonna take 2 of my favorite tokens and exchange that for a black that I'm missing. And then I'm gonna trade in 1 of each color. 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll get the 9 points.
Ooh.
Yes. Catching up slowly. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get 1 red, 2 greens, and a favor. And you're gonna get 1 green.
Thank you.
No problem.
That's so nice of you.
That's the one comment I get as well. People love the way that the mechanism goes where you're actually helping your opponent.
Yeah.
Not many games out there say like, oh, your opponents are also gonna get something on your turn. That's pretty unique, so.
Now, because Chris gave me the green, I can trade in 3 pairs.
It was inevitable. I wanted a combo.
Yeah. All right, so that's 7 points for the 3 sets of pairs. I don't know. What do I do with this? I guess that I'll get a white and a black.
Yep. Oh, thank you for that.
Oh, I gave you a black?
Correct.
Oh, I helped you. I wasn't even paying attention. I should pay attention more.
So 2 favors and a green. I'm also gonna get a white for that. I'm gonna trade in the semi-unique.
Nice. Nice.
And I have cards left over. So let's see if I can create some magic on the very last turn. I doubt it, but I guess not. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get 2 blacks for that. All right, and you're gonna get 1 green.
Yep.
All right. So, Victoria, starting with yourself, you have 1 final turn to trade in or exchange, and it doesn't look like you can.
Nope.
And I am going to also pass because I don't have enough cards and favorite tokens to do so. So, we count out the final scores.
Okay.
Okay. So, I have 9, 7, 16, 25, 33.
16, 14. I think I have 40.
Yeah, 40. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at my own games. There you go. And that's
It's okay. Thank you. You're a very gracious teacher. I really enjoyed that. So let me ask you honestly, how do you feel about Lanterns as a 2-player game?
Sure. So I really like Lanterns as a 2-player game. I can focus on what my opponent's doing, and it's a very calming game because in a 4-player game you are definitely helping out 3 other people, and that could be very hairy in situations that you don't really want to help your opponents too much. But in a 2-player game or a 3-player game, now you can concentrate on just one opponent, and the game plays very quickly. And we've just finished the game in roughly 15-20 minutes. And
Yeah.
so that's a really big highlight of the 2-player version.
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't so slow, we could have just been boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
I guess in a larger player game, I didn't have to worry about the other 2 sides. I just need to worry about what's in front of me.
That's correct. And with the game, we were playing opposite from each other, but in a space where you have 2 players and they can't physically do that, you can either move the game diagonally or you can play to one side and the other side. So it's very adaptable.
So if I were to sit here then it would be a different orientation. Oh,
That's
interesting.
correct, yeah.
What if we sat next to each other?
So if we sat next to each other, so that would be a different story, unfortunately. When I came up with this game, the one thing that I really wanted to focus on was the theme of perspective. And so when I was at this game jam in Toronto at Gamma Space, the theme of the game jam was to make a game using perspective. And I really didn't know what to do with that. So what I did was, rather than think of the perspective as a theme for the game, I thought, what if I played the game as how I saw it in that moment? And that's where the benefit for other players really took place. So I'm really happy about that.
Cool, that was a really cool insight, yeah. Well, thank you so much for teaching Lanterns and joining me today for this episode. And if you guys would like to check out Lanterns for yourself, it is on sale here at 401 Games at 518 Yonge Street or online at 401games.ca. Or if you just want to try it before you buy it, we do have it in our library, and our library copy is special. Do you know why it's special, Chris?
Maybe.
Signed by yours truly here.
I like to give a special nomination for places and people that have really been super fans of Lanterns and how it came out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Great. Bye, guys.
Take care.